Hi there and welcome today. I am thrilled to have you with me today. If you're here for the first time, welcome, and if you're returning, hello again. On this channel, we look at all things mind, emotions, and healing. How do we come through difficult times? How do we stop repeating the same old patterns that really end up harming us? So with that in mind, I am thrilled to introduce you to a truly transformative approach to healing, and it's called Rapid Imprint Resolution Method, or RIRM. It's a groundbreaking technique that is redefining how we approach therapy by combining the best of psychotherapy and mind-body tools like EFT, which you might know as tapping. Whether you're a therapist, a counsellor, or someone passionate about personal healing, stick around because this method has the power to change lives. So this method was co-created by Emma Starling, an EFT Master Trainer and a clinical supervisor, and myself, Jill Nicholson. I'm a BACP-accredited therapist with over 25 years experience, including leading recovery and counselling services for individuals overcoming substance abuse. Together, we wanted to create a method that bridged that gap between traditional talk therapies and somatic healing techniques like tapping. And that's exactly what Rapid Imprint Resolution achieves. So what makes it unique? Well, it is informed by the work of experts that you might have heard of, like Dr. Gabor Maté, Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, and Dr. Peter Levine. All of them emphasise the importance of integrating the mind and body in healing trauma. And Bessel van der Kolk, in his famous book, The Body Keeps Score, said this: psychological problems occur when our internal signals don't work, when our maps don't lead us to where we want to go, or when we're too paralysed to move. Rapid Imprint Resolution Method combines the cognitive insights of psychotherapy with the somatic power of EFT tapping to create a method that helps clients heal deeply and completely. Let me share a recent experience that highlights just how powerful this tool can be, this method can be. So recently I had a session with a client who was highly anxious and stuck in fight or flight response, you know, that where you're so anxious and your mind is racing. She had been triggered by an event the previous day that echoed really distressing and traumatic experiences from her past. Her body was trembling, her breathing was fast and shallow, and she was clearly struggling to stay present amidst the overwhelm. This was not the moment to talk. This was not the moment to delve deeper into the trauma and actually risk re-traumatizing her. Instead, I asked if she was open to try a simple tapping technique to help regulate her nervous system. So to get her out of that fight and flight and into a more regulated place. So I used this really simple tool. We worked together to help her decompress and calm. As we tapped, her breathing slowed and deepened. The trembling stopped and the tension in her face and in her jaw melted away. She looked at me and said, "This is the first time I've stopped shaking since yesterday." In that calmer, more regulated state, her cognitive mind, that thinking part of the brain, the left side, was able to come back online. It was reactivated, and allowing her to explore her triggers and work towards empowering solutions. Boy, it was a powerful reminder of why I've made tools like EFT the cornerstone of my practice. And you know, that only happened a couple of years ago. After 25 years of finely tuning the therapy I do, I added this to it. That session with that client reminded me of why the Rapid Imprint Resolution Method is such a game changer for therapists and mental health professionals. It combines mind and body techniques and psychotherapy, taking the best from both to help clients heal without re-traumatization. And that's so important, without re-traumatization. So how does it work? Well, at its core, Rapid Imprint Resolution integrates psychotherapy tools like those from transactional analysis, that's my side, looking at life scripts, our underlying beliefs, looking at ego states, which is a way to work out so simply where you're coming from, and also to look at what drives us. And other theories like psychodynamic theories of attachment, how we are in relationship, what makes us feel okay. So if there's any people pleasers out there, and I'm a former one, it might be deep inside, and you might not even be aware of it, that there's a belief that I'm only okay if I please people, that it might feel threatening if you don't please people. So those are the kind of elements we drill down into. And then to that, we add the somatic techniques, the body ones, primarily EFT tapping, to calm the nervous system and release stored trauma. It's so important that the trauma is released because it often gets stored within our bodies, and that's not good. So this dual approach helps clients to identify the root cause of their emotional difficulties, release trauma without needing to relive distressing details. So we don't need to know the exact details unless somebody wants to share that with us. We build emotional resilience and self-awareness and replace those limiting beliefs with empowering ones. But we don't just do this on a surface level. We do it at the greatest of depth. Greatest of depth I've ever worked at, actually. We need to understand those trauma imprints. Okay, we so often have unresolved trauma imprints because that trauma creates a scar almost, with highly charged emotions and memories stored in the mind and the body. These imprints shape how we see ourselves, how we see the world, how we see other people. Dr. Gabor Maté describes trauma as the invisible force that shapes our lives. It's the root of our deepest wounds. Oh, I love that quote. So simple, so concise. It is the root of our deepest wounds. And that's why we need to release it from our body and also from our mind. And that's why we need this dual approach. With the Rapid Imprint Resolution Method, clients work not just with their thoughts, but with the felt sense in their body. So, you know, sometimes something happens, or you are concerned about something or someone, and you might get that pit in the bottom of your stomach. That's your felt sense. So through tapping, we safely release the emotional charge tied to these memories, bypassing the need to relive painful experiences. And this is why it's so much more rapid than conventional therapy, and why the experience of the client is it's almost gentler, and it's so effective. Okay, so what's the science around the EFT in this method? So tapping works by calming the amygdala. Now that's the brain's threat detection centre, and disturbing conditioned stress responses. Here's what happens. A client recalls a distressing memory. The hippocampus in the brain activates a neural pathway, it's like your programming, tied to the stress response. So the EFT interrupts this process of that neural pathway being activated. It dissolves the emotional charge, and it begins the rewiring of the brain for emotional balance. And I can tell you that because I've seen it so many times firsthand. And the first time, as we were beta testing this method, the first time it happened, I thought, well, maybe that's just a bit of a fluke. Maybe it was just with this client, but it's not. It's with all of them. You see, as the nervous system calms, clients shift out of fight, flight, or freeze and regain access to the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for clear thinking and decision making. It's kind of like your executive function, a bit like the conductor in an orchestra. You see, this mind-body integration matters. It's fundamental to healing. Often traditional talk therapies alone mean that we're activating a client and we're asking them to sit with their feelings. The brain often perceives these discussions about traumas or the symptoms of the trauma as a current danger. But when we combine psychotherapy tools with tapping, we ensure clients can heal holistically because we're working with both the mind and the body in a safe and effective way. So as a client is talking about something that is distressing them, or an echo from the past that's left a scar, we can just take a pause and we can begin even the simplest tapping to help the client regulate their nervous system. I excuse me, I think of this method a bit like strawberries and cream, like it just goes together, or like yin and yang. Once you've experienced the power, the transformative power of this method, you cannot imagine working without it. After 25 years doing it a different way, and I've kept doing it the usual way, but I've added EFT and Rapid Imprint Resolution Method into it, I would not be without it. So why choose Rapid Imprint Resolution Method if you are a counsellor, a therapist, a hypnotherapist, a mental health professional, or a coach? Whether you are dealing with trauma, anxiety, depression, self-doubt, this method is designed to create a rapid, lasting change. Here's just a few of the benefits. It works with a wide range of issues from PTSD and phobias to low self-esteem. So it can work with so many of the issues, the challenges, the pains that our clients bring. It minimises the potential for retraumatization by focusing not just on the thoughts and the memories, but also on the body's sensations. It empowers clients to build new beliefs and new neural pathways that align with their goals. Are you ready to transform your practice? Emma and I offer an immersive 24-week training program tailored for therapists, counsellors, coaches, mental health professionals, hypnotherapists. Now, our next cohort starts on the 4th of February. We only run it once a year, and we take a small group because we want it to feel really intimate, and we want to maximise the potential of the learning within it and the sense of community. Here's what you get on it. You get a step-by-step guide to master Rapid Imprint Resolution Method. It's a bit like a roadmap. You get the tools to identify and resolve trauma imprints. Do you know, sometimes I wonder if really underneath it, issues, there's always an element of trauma, whatever that means to somebody. You get a supportive community of like-minded professionals. The spots are limited, as I said, because we take a small group and we take the right people who are ready for this. If you are interested, please drop a heart in the comments or visit my website under training, and I talk a bit more about the Rapid Imprint Resolution Method. Thank you for watching and for your dedication to making a difference in people's lives. It's great work we do, and when we have the right tools, it can be miraculous what our clients experience. The Rapid Imprint Resolution Method is more than a technique. We believe it is a revolution in healing. We can't wait to see the next cohort join us on this transformative journey. Because the bottom line is we do this work because we want to help people heal, and we want people to have the best life that they possibly can. And it's based, excuse me, on the premise that there's always a way. We just need to find it. And this method gives you so many tools to do just that with your clients. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time. Don't forget to like, share, and please subscribe if it's been useful to you, because then you can get more insights into mind, body, emotions, therapeutic approaches. Anyway, you take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.